out of the way. And you guys will see two testes way anterior in the body cavity of the shark. See that?
With that stuff?
Yep, those two large, really anterior organs are the testes. Yep. And you want to see it? So the testes must be connected somehow to the cloaca so that sperm can be delivered via the claspers to the female's cloaca. And the female must have paired ovaries, so I'm going to look for a female later, and potentially a uterus. You guys know about these different ways that sharks have of reproducing. There's 3 different options for sharks. And you have a table in your manual that compares those 3 options, right? So the first one is called oviparity, which means what? What's oviparity? That they lay eggs, right. They lay eggs. You guys probably have seen those little things that are called mermaids' purses sometimes lying around on the beach. Those are shark egg cases, right? I'll show you some pictures of them later on. Those are shark egg cases. So those are from oviparous species that lay eggs, just like, most reptiles and amphibians that you know. And there's another option for sharks, which is it used to be called ovoviviparity, but now in your manual that's been changed to say aplacental viviparity. So what does viviparity mean? What's parity? What's you guys learned these words? Oh, maybe not yet.
Live birth.
Semelparous and iteroparous, you didn't get there yet. Live birth. If you say this is a nulliparous female, it means she's never given birth before. Right? So that word parity refers to birth, and viviparity refers to live birth. Right? So live birth means, just what it means in mammals. A true live birthing shark must have something like a placenta that nourishes those offspring while they're inside her body, and then they're born alive. Right? There are some sharks like that. I think the lemon shark might be one of those. There are some sharks that give birth to live young. And then there's a third option, which is aplacental viviparity, which is very similar to what you're going to see in that big snake, actually, where the eggs are formed and hatch inside of the mother's body, and the embryos are supported by a yolk sac, a big yolk sac. And so they develop outside of their eggs, but inside of the mother. No placenta, right? And that's what we now call aplacental viviparity. It used to be called ovoviviparity. And something really weird happens in some of those sharks, where some offspring hatch and they eat their brothers and sisters while they're inside the female shark. That's pretty rare. There's a special name for that. What is that special name? Intrauterine cannibalism, but there's a special name because many more sharks, what they do is that there's a couple embryos that will hatch, and then they don't eat their brothers and sisters, but they eat all the other eggs that are inside there, that are not hatched, right? And that's called oophagy, eating of eggs. But then there's a special name for the eating of your brothers and sisters, which I forget. Okay, so fratricide is what we call it in humans, but or that's killing of your brother. Not eating of your brother. Eating of your brother is pretty rare in humans. All right. So, and killing of your brother too. The kidneys. We got to find kidneys in the shark. And the kidneys, as you know, in every vertebrate are plastered to the dorsal surface of the abdominal cavity, usually totally enclosed by peritoneum. This one has been partly exposed in this shark. You guys see this kidney? It's running all the way along the dorsal surface, very long and skinny. If you totally dissect it, you will see that it's coiled up, lots of coiled up tubules. Right, there's one on the other side. So those are the kidneys in the shark. You'll find something kind of similar in all the rest of the vertebrates, only most of the vertebrate kidneys look more like lobes, right? Not so much like a long coiled up tube. But you'll always find them in the same spot. You might have to take away a lot of the parietal peritoneum before you can see them because they're enclosed in a separate membrane there on the dorsal surface of the body cavity. So, we didn't see a female yet, but in your diagram here, the first one should be a male with the testes way up anteriorly. And the second one should be female, where, let me just look at this one. This is a male too, but let's just see what we got here. In terms of reproductive organs. The female might have a uterus. If she's not an egg layer, she might have a big uterus in which she would keep those embryos. I can't even see the testes in this poor guy. Somebody was really excited yesterday when they did the new turtle dissection because the turtle had gigantic testes. And he was really excited to present that. I'm actually really not seeing any testes in this poor guy. This is not a very healthy shark. Many vertebrates, unlike humans, go through reproductive senescence at every year, right? So there's a breeding season in which the ovaries and testes become large and active, and then when it's not breeding season, they regress and they become really small. So it can be kind of hard to tell in some of these guys. Okay, I think that's enough on these sharks. I'm going to try to find a female and bring it out for you guys, but you can get started on your own table of stuff.